One of the most frequently asked questions I get while I'm streaming is, Ploto, can we see the KVK rankings? So in today's video, that is exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going through the alliance rankings and the individual rankings so that when anyone asks, I could just send them the link to this video. Towards the end of this video, we'll also be showing the notable dates in this KVK, such as when the passes open, where fight starts, when Zone 6 opens, and of course, when Kingsland opens. The Alliance powers, 2377 at 26.7 billion power, Glory of Vietnam, GV77. Absolutely huge amount of power, probably the most powerful alliance in the game right now. The alliance I'm in, 60 GT, in second place at 24.4 billion power, which is actually relatively close to 2377. 1365 at 20.4 billion. This is the iteration of 1365, the first time we've seen them in one alliance. So still very, very powerful. JST is also allied with 2377, so we are going to be facing them in this KVK. 1606 is also 2377's ally, so 3 of the top 4 alliances are in 2377's team. Pretty scary at 16.9 billion power. 1473, this is 1473 as well as 1814. It's kind of a mix of the two kingdoms. You could see that there's 1814 people here, also 1814 people in rank 2. So it's kind of a mix of the two KDs at 16 billion power. And then 2941 also taking some of 1614. You can see that they have 25 members over here, and they are at 15.3 billion power. These 3 kingdoms are actually our AC allies, and we are going to be relying on them so they could give support to either side whenever we need it. 1093 are also our allies, and they are going to be fighting directly against 1365. This is their first alliance in 93T at 14.5 billion power. 2975 is the AC alongside 1606, so these two are in one camp, and they're the middle camp of our opponents, so they will be able to go to either Zone 6. 75 DC at 13.1 billion power. And finally, 93X from 1093 are at 12.7 billion power, and that is the second alliance of 1093. All the rest of the alliances here are alt account or farm account alliances. You can see 1365 actually having quite a powerful alliance here at 6.5 billion power. But yeah, let us go to the alliance skills. So 960, 60 GT at 3.8 trillion KP. 2377 is 1 trillion KP less at 2.8 trillion KP. Then we have JST, our opponents, in 1365 at 2.2 trillion. 1093, our allies, at 1.9 trillion in 93T. 1606 at 1.8 trillion. 1093, the second alliance of 1093 I'm going to round this up to 1.3 trillion. 1473 and a little bit of 1814 at 1.2 trillion. 2975, which are our opponents, at 1.2 trillion. And then finally, 2941 at 1 trillion. And you can see the rest of the alliances here are the farm account alliances. Let us go into the individual power, and oh my goodness, 2.6, 2.7, I'm going to round up, 2.7 billion power for Mr. Hope and Wild Lion is absolutely insane. I think this is the most power in Rise of Kingdoms that we've seen. And we have Baba, the original 1 billion power player, the original whale of rock, at 1.1 billion power himself. And BT Cyborg, which is Kingdom Mates alongside Mr. Hope and Wild Lion, at 1.1 billion power. So the 4 players above 1 billion power are versing against 960, which is going to be crazy. But you can see 960 also has whales of its own, with a Boom 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 at 880 million power, Prodigo at 844 million power, and Addy at 800 million power, as well as Glock at 568 million power. It is pretty crazy that we have so many powerful players. You could see, we could scroll down. How many players are above 400 million? It looks like 14 players, which is crazy. How much is above 300 million? 20 players above 300 million. And then above 200 million. You can see we even have a farm account. Ahmad Aziz farm at 265 million power. Absolutely insane. We have Fa up here. Matt Achilles Al Haytham is 37th in power at 250 power. Absolutely crazy. You can see that I'm actually at 161st place at 104 million power, which is, it's insane. It's insane how many powerful players there are here. And you could see 200 million power. We have 68 players that are 200 million power. And if we want to scroll all the way to 100 million, It's going to take a little bit here. Let's continue scrolling. Let's continue scrolling. We're not even halfway there. We're now 104. We're now 110, 109, 108, 7, 6, 5, 4. This is around where I am. You can see that I'm over here at 101st place. Let's see where the 100 millions are here. 100 million power players. Oh my goodness. There is 737 people in this KVK that have over 100 million power. That is... I mean, I guess that just shows the scale of this KVK, the magnitude of this KVK. Just so many players from so many different types of kingdoms. You can see even our AC allies, they have a bunch of power as well. And that is going to be a crazy, crazy fight to be part of. Individual kills. We have Osno in first place. I think Osno still has the most amount of kill points in Rise of Kingdoms. So it makes sense that he's in first at 88 billion KP. We have Baba in second, actually, at 74 billion. Ahmad Aziz in a close third at 74 billion as well. We have Coco at 72. We have Angv2 at 64. YY at 57. Sabit at 56. We have Al Haytham at 54. 11 billion of that KP, by the way, was gained last KVK. And a KVK where I could barely scrape up 2 billion KP. So I'm expecting Al Haytham to be getting a lot of KP this KVK as well. We could see Matt Achilles. We have 13 players above 50 billion KP this KVK. The landmark for 40 billion, we have 36 players above 40 billion, being Arvix at 40th place. For 30 billion, we have... Oh, there's a lot of people literally at 30 billion, huh? 94 players above 30 billion KP. In most KVKs, 30 billion would make you first for the KVK, but here you're 94th place, which is crazy. And above 20 billion, we're going to have to scroll for quite some time, I believe. Above 20 billion KP, there are 235 players above 20 billion KP. And we are just below that individually at 253rd place. How many 10 billion KP players are there? There's probably like... We're going to keep scrolling, bro. We're going to keep scrolling. 10 billion KP. Oh my goodness, it keeps going. There you go. We passed it. 758 players at 10 billion KP or more. I mean, that is crazy. This KVK is going to be crazy. Again, if you guys are wondering the dates for this KVK, the Pass 4s, which is going to be our fight against 2377, the 1v1 against 2377 in this Zone 5, is going to be February 28th. So be sure to mark your calendars. There's going to be a ton of streamers, including myself, that's going to be streaming this as much as possible. Maybe 24 hours the first day, who knows. Ile de France is going to be the Zone 6, and that is going to be Pass 5, which opens March 11th. And finally, Orleans or Kingsland will open on March 19th. So literally from February 28th to March 19th and beyond, we might have a fighting stream every single day. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more of this KVK, because we will definitely be streaming it, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace!